Right guys, so I'm going to make a little vlog now here with Honey. So Honey is about 13 weeks and she is a daughter of Charlie, who's one of my dogs that you'll have seen maybe some of his vlog series. I wouldn't say she's massively like him. I think she's going to have his pace, and she's a keen retriever like Charlie, but she's a lot tougher than him. Anyway, I'm not going to be making loads of vlogs with her because I'm obviously doing one with Mac, but I am going to show you as I go what I'm doing with her. Aren't we, Honey? So let's get on and do a bit of training. Right guys, so we're here with little Honey, and I'm just going to show you what I've been doing. I'm not going to do a massive vlog series with her, but I am going to show you bits and pieces that I'm going. So I'm going to do a little bit of heel work first with some sit, not very much, and then a tiny bit of retrieving. I'm just trying to get her to retrieve with this training lead on at the moment, which she's been doing really well. So I'm going to show you that now. I'm going to put my little retrieve lead on, which is different from a heel lead. Good girl. Get the lead on the right side. Good girl. Good girl. Look at that lovely eye contact. Good girl. Well done. All my sessions are super short to start with. Getting her to keep up with me when I turn. I'm going to do a little sit. Sit. Good girl. Sit. Good girl. Come on in. Good girl. Good girl. Literally I do minute here, minute there. I don't do tons. I want to keep that intensity there. Little sit. Sit. Good girl. She's just a little bit all over the place, but that will settle down once we get going a bit further. Good girl, Honey, well done. Good girl, look at that tail going. Eye contact's great. And do a little sit, sit. Good girl, good girl. I'm not dropping down and praising her because I don't want to make her move out of the sat position. I'm getting dizzy here. Good lad, good lad. Good girl, even. Sit. Honey, Honey. Good girl, one more. Good girl, yeah. Good girl, good girl, good girl. Around we come, and again. Little heel, sit. Lovely. So now what I'm going to do, I'm just going to do some fun retrieves to start with. So I've got one of a slightly heavier than dummy that I sometimes use, but she quite likes this one, so that's why I'm using it. Still a natural rabbit skin. I'm just going to throw it out and then let her go. Good girl, good girl, good girl. Well done. Nice and low. I'm going to try and get her up on my lap. Main thing is trying to let her hold on to the retrieve. I'm watching it all the time. If I'm worried she's going to drop it, then I can just say dead and take it. Good girl. So I'm going to throw it out, let her in again. Run her in. Sorry, let her run in again. Good girl. Good girl. No, she's holding that funny, so I'm going to take it straight away that time because that just negates her having a chance to drop it. So I'm going to make her sit and wait this time. I'm going to throw the retrieve out, push her into a sat position, back. Nice, clear verbal and visual, which was my hand. Again, not holding it perfectly by the end, so I'm going to take it straight away because otherwise she's going to drop it. If she had it central, I'll let her hold it for a bit longer, which a lot of the time she does. She's quite good. So sit position, right hand on the chest, left hand at the base of the back, back. Good girl. She's not bothered by the lead at all. Come on, get it central this time. Good girl. By the end again. Up. Good girl. Here, come on. Good girl. Well done. See if we can get her one where she's holding it central, and then I'll try and make her sit back. Good girl. Good girl. Good girl. It's a bit warm, isn't it? That's a good one. So I'm going to gently push her into a sat position. Sit. Good girl. Good girl. Good girl. Good girl. Good girl. That was perfect. Right, I'm going to bring this one back round again. Little throw out again. Push her into a sat position. Right hand on the chest. Back. Good girl. Good girl. Well done. Good girl. She's got it by the end this time, so I'm not going to make her sit. Good girl. Good girl. Look at that tail going. Having a great time, aren't we? Thank you. Thank you. She's pretty full of herself. Charlie, who's her father, who you'll have seen in my vlog series potentially, he's quite a bit softer than her. She's pretty full on. Back. Good girl. Good girl. Good girl. That's a bit more central, so gently going to push her into a sat position. Good girl. Good girl. Keeping the head up, stabilising her head. Good girl. What was that little noise for? Yeah, good girl. Let's go again. And throw it out. Sat position. Back. Good girl. Lots and lots of praise. Praise the dog doing the thing you want, not into doing the thing you want. Good girl. Sit. Sit. Good girl. You're so good at that, aren't you? Good girl. Good girl. Good girl. I'm going to let her run in on this one. Caught me with her teeth there. They're so sharp at this age. Good girl. Sit. Sit. Good girl. Now, a lot of puppies, you wouldn't be able to do this at this age because they'll probably be too droppy. So it doesn't bother me. 9 times out of 10 I wouldn't be doing that, but she does seem to quite hold this retrieve pretty well, which is what gives me that option. This little training lead on, she doesn't seem bothered by it at all, doesn't get in the way, although she's holding it now. So I'm going to put this back out. As soon as the retrieve's out there, that's where her focus is. Back. Good girl. I think she's going to be quite quick, this little girl. Good girl. Come on in, honey. So I've got blood on my hand there. Those little sharp teeth, aren't they? She's a good girl. Yeah. Good girl. Well done. Good girl. Well done. A couple more and that will do you. This is already more than I would normally do. I literally, when I let her out, it's just a bit of fun. What are you doing there now? She hasn't seen that go out, so I don't think she'll probably pick that. We'll have a go. Sit. Get that lead out the way. Sit. Back. See, because she didn't see it go out. I know you're getting full on. Go on. Oh, yeah, she just saw it. Lovely. Good girl. They do need to see the retrieve go out. Otherwise, you know, at this age, they won't know what they're doing. She's getting a bit warm now. But I think this was a good example of me showing you what I want to do. So I'm just going to slip that lead off now. She's just slightly getting distracted. So literally what you just saw me doing there, good girl, honey, good girl. What we saw me doing there is actually more than I normally do. I just do a couple of minutes in the evening, a little bit of heel, bit of sit. I started to get her to be steady on my left side there when I throw the retrieve out. As soon as I feel like she's had enough, which isn't going to be, as I said, more than probably 6 or 8 retrieves normally, she is pretty keen. She wasn't massively at first, but I haven't done too much and I'm being patient with her. I think she's about 13 weeks now. And she is keen, so I think she's very trainable, but she is quite tough. She doesn't suffer falls gladly, and I think James, who bred her, made the right choice in giving me her, because I think if she'd have gone to a more domestic home, I think she would have run rings around them. But at the moment, the only bit of training I'm doing is here, where you see me. I will start to take her up the farm soon for a bit of training. I have done a few retrieves up there and she's fine, but the main thing at this stage is not trying to do too much. I'm always saying to a lot of my clients, if you, in the first 5 weeks, if you don't feel you're doing very much, then you might be doing it right. But most people will be wanting to try and do far too much at this point, and get already starting to give them too much freedom. And everything fun that we're doing at the moment, what are you doing? Everything fun at the moment that we're doing happens in and around me via this retrieve. And so I want to build on that relationship with her. One thing I have done with her, I've been taking a little tiny piece of rabbit skin and started to get her to hunt using her nose. But that's a separate drill, which hopefully I will show you in a few weeks. Anyway, hope you've enjoyed this little video. Well done, honey. Good girl, well done. Anyway, guys, hope you really like this little vlog series that I'm going to do with Honey. As I said, maybe not quite as many episodes that I've done with some of the other dogs, but because it's a lot of stuff that I'm doing with her that you will have just seen me do before. But I'm going to hopefully let you join me on the journey of training her. Anyway, don't forget to subscribe and like. Any questions, stick them down in the description. Otherwise, happy training, guys.